In this video, I'm going to talk about quadratic exponential equation. When we talk about quadratic, it's any equation with the form ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. So this one is quadratic equation. Alright, so in our next video, I'll throw more light on quadratic equation. Alright, now when we talk about quadratic exponential equation, we mean exponential equations involving quadratic. Okay, so this one we are going to base more on the quadratic. Okay, alright, so let's observe this. So equation like 4 raised to square root of y equals to 8 raised to y. So how do we solve for this? Alright, now let's be very careful here. Remember in our previous video, we said before we can make this one possible, we have to make sure the bases are the same. But this side is 4 and this side is 8. So how do we change the bases? Remember 2 squared is 4 and 2 to the power of 3 is also 8. So from here, I can say 2 to the power of 2. Okay, remember this one is there, so it will multiply. And we have 2 to the power of 3. And again, the y will multiply. So we have equal bases now. So we can equate the powers. So we have 2 square root of y equals to 3y. Now let's solve this equation. Now to solve this, because we have radical sign here, we have no option but to square both sides. So let's go ahead and square both sides. We have 2y all squared equals to 3y. Okay, 3y all squared. So if I square this side, remember the squared will affect this 2 and affect this. So 2 squared is 4. And this 1 squared will move the root sign, leaving y here. And this 1 squared, that will be 3 squared 9. Then we have y squared. Okay. Now from here, we can join this one to this. So I can say 9y squared minus 4y equals to 0. So this one is in. Okay, don't forget we have y in common, so we can factorize y out from here. So we have y here, y there, so y out. I've left with 9 here, and since this one is double, I've left with 1 minus 4. This one has been taken out, so no more y. Okay, so with the idea of zero product, so this one is called zero product. So when we see this, a times b equal to 0, this one means a equal to 0 or b equals to 0. So this one is called zero product. So from here, I can say y equals 0 or 9y minus 4 equal to 0. So the first solution is 0 here. So let's solve for this. Now we have 9y minus 4 equals to 0. So this one is the same as 9y equals to 4. So over 9, this one will go. My y is straight away 4 on 9. So because this one is quadratic, okay, we have two answers. And anytime you solve quadratic, you should get two answers. Alright, so that's that. Now let's look at the next example, which looks like the first one. So if we can try this. So we have this. So can you try this one? All right, so we have the same information here. So let's change this one to 2 to the power of 2, okay, whereby this one will be there. And we have 2 to the power of 3, and we have 2x over there. So we have equal bases. So this side will be 2x equals to, so this side will be 6x. Okay. All right. Now there is something we have here. Okay. Remember, we can divide both sides by 6. So sorry, both sides by 2, not 6. So this side will go, and this side will be square root of x equals to 3x. So from here, I can square both sides. So I have square root of x, and we have 3x all squared. So this side will cancel x, and this side will be 9x squared. So let's send the x in. That will be 9x squared minus x equals to 0. So from here, we can take x out. So we have x out and have 9x. Remember, this one is double. So once we take x out, I will leave with 1 here. And this side will be left with 1 equal to 0. So in going back, x times this one will be 9x squared, and x times this will be minus x. So let's still apply the 0 product here. So x equal to 0. Then we have 9x minus 1 equal to 0, which of course 9x equals to 1. So if we divide both sides by 9, my x will be 1 over 9. As simple as that. So we have two answers. So remember, quadratic will always give you two solutions. Okay. Now let's look at the next example. Okay, so let's be very careful here. Pay attention, please. So this time we have 2 exponent 2x minus 9, okay, times 2 to the power of x plus 20 equal to 0. So this type of questions required, okay, substitution. We need to do substitution. Now, how do we do that? Let's first of all observe what is in the bracket. We can see 2 to the power of x here, okay? And with the help of this property, a raised to n all squared is the same as a raised to 2n. So let's observe this carefully. So we can derive this one from here, okay? Because we can see x here, okay? Don't forget this one is the same as 2 to the power of x or squared. Per the information we have here, this one can be written in the form of this. In going back, 2 times x will be 2x. So I have done nothing. So minus 9 times 2 to the power of x plus 20 equals to 0. Now, what do you notice here? We have something in common here, okay? So we have 2 to the power of x, 2 to the power of x. So let's take them out because they are making the question complicated and intricate as well. So let's take them out. So what I'll do here is very simple. I'll let 2 to the power of x, which is making the question complicated, be a different variable. So I will say let this one be k. Okay, so I will rewrite the whole expression, the whole equation again. So 2 to the power of x is equals to k. So I'll go back to it where I see 2 to the power of x. I'll put k there. So this side will be k squared. So if I put k here, we have 2 the squared here that will affect it. Minus 9k plus 20 equals to 0. All right, so this one is a quadratic equation. Remember, we have 3 methods of solving quadratic equation. We have the factorization method, the almighty formula. Okay, that's the general quadratic formula. Then the method of computing of squares. Okay, so step 1, this one we can get the factors. So this side is 1. 1 times 20 is 20. So let's find 2 numbers. Okay, so we have 20 here. Let's find 2 numbers. When we multiply them, we'll get 20. But when we add, we'll get coefficient of k. And that will be minus 5 minus 4. Minus 5 times minus 4 is 20. Minus 5 plus minus 4 is minus 9. So I have k squared. In place of this, I'll put this one there. Minus 5k minus 4k plus 20 equals to 0. All right, so we can separate them or group them. Okay, so I can factorize k from the first pair. Okay, so k squared minus 5k. If I take k out, that will be k minus 5. K minus 5. So in going back, that will be k squared minus 5k. And this side, minus 4k plus 20, I'll take minus 4 out. So minus 4 out, that will be k minus 5 equal to 0. Now let's check this one. So I've taken minus 4 out, and the bracket has been k minus 5. Now let's go back. Minus 4 times k will be minus 4k. Okay. Minus 4 times minus 5 will be plus 20. So that's why this side is plus 20. And this one is in such a way that always what is in the bracket must be the same. So let it be a clue here. It's very important. So this one is the same as that. Okay, so since they are the same, we'll pick one, k minus 5, and also use the coefficient for another bracket, k here. We have minus 4 here equal to 0. So we have the 0 product. K minus 5 equal to 0. K minus 4 equal to 0. So we have k equals 5. And this side k equals 4. Okay. Remember, we are not after k, but rather x. Remember, we did this. So let's recall from here. 2 to the power of x equals to k. So we are going to do substitution here. Okay, so the first answer for k, let's use the 4. So 2 to the power of x. Okay, the first answer is 5. We have 5 here. And since this side is 2 and we can't express 5 in the form of this, okay, here, this one for now it will be rejected because we have to take log on both sides. So once we go through logarithm, we'll come back and then we do this with ease. Okay. All right. So let's look at the next one. 1 2 to the power of x equals to 4. But for the sake of this video, let's take log on both sides and solve this. So if I do that, that will be log to the power of x, and log 5. We've taken log on both sides. So we call this one power rule, which will come behind x log 2 equals to log 5. So let's divide both sides by log 2. And this side will cancel. So my x is simply log 5 on log 2, which is the same as log 5 to base 2. Now we will throw more light on this in the upcoming videos. Okay, don't worry, we will understand them. So that is for the first answer. So let's look at the 4. I think that one you can do it. 2 to the power of x equals to 4. So what is the answer? Alright, so the answer is straight away 2 to the power of x equals to 2 squared to x equals to. As simple as that. Alright. Okay, so let's look at this. I think this one is not different from the first one. The arrangement, everything is the same. So just pause the video and give it a try. So we have this one here, and we can form from here. So in short, this side will be 2 to the power of x all squared minus 30 times 2 to the power of x plus 81 equal to 0. Now let y be 3 to the power of x. Okay, so we do substitution. Put y here, y squared minus 30y this side plus 81 equal to 0. So let's look for the factors here. So the coefficient here times this, that will be 81. So the 81, that will be minus 27 times minus 3. So if I multiply, I'll get this. If I add this, I'll get this. So you are free to go. So y squared minus 27y minus 3 plus 81 equal to 0. So if I take y out, this side will be y out, y minus 27. And don't forget the next bracket. So if I take minus 3 out, that will be y minus 27. Y minus 27 equal to 0. Because this time that will be minus 3y. Then this time that will be plus 81. As simple as that. So we have this equals that. I'll pick 1. In the coefficients, y minus 3 equal to 0. So with the 0 product, y minus 27 equal to 0, and we have y minus 3 equal to 0. So y equals to 27 and y equals to 3. But remember, the question is demanding for x, not y. So let's recall from here. Some students, once they reach here, they just end here. No, once you do that, you lose marks. Remember, we are not after y, so we have to recall that y equals 3 to the power of x. Y equals 3 to the power of x. So let's look for the first answer for y when y is 27. So I'll put 27 here equals 3 to the power of x. And the other one will be, let's solve it along. 3 equals 3 to the power of x. So this side is 3. Let's change this. 3 to the power of 3 equals 3 to the power of x. So we have this equals that. X equals to 3. And this side is 1. X equals to 1. So we have two solutions here, x equals to 1 and x equals to 3. All right. All right, so let's observe this one carefully. Solution. Now, before we even start, let's understand this. A exponent x times a exponent 2. This one will be a exponent 2 plus x, or x plus 2, okay? Or x plus 2. Now, this one we are multiplying, and okay, and the powers here, remember what we said. If the bases are the same, add the powers. Okay, now look at what is here. Okay, so we can, because of this plus, we can split this one as 3 to the power of 2x times this, my multiplication, 3 to the power of 3. So in going back, this one, the bases are the same, so we add the powers. That will be 2x plus 3. So we have minus 4. Let's do same here. 3 to the power of x times 3 to the power of 1 equals to, sorry, the level 2 plus 1 equal to 0. All right. Now from here, remember this side is 3 to the power of 3, 27. So 27 times this, that will be 27 times 3 to the power of 2x minus, so this one is multiplication, so minus 4 times this, so that will be this times 3 times 4 to the power of x, 3 to the power of x plus 1 equal to 0. Now because we have this one here, let's bring the 2 out, the power, so that will be 27, and this side will be 3 to the power of x or squared, and this side will be minus 12, 3 to the power of x plus 1 equal to 0. Okay, so from here, since 3 to the power of x is common here, let's take them out. Let p be 3 to the power of x. So that will be 27 p squared, 27 p squared minus 12p plus 1 equal to 0. Okay. All right. So let's look at this. So 27 times 1 is 27. So let's find two numbers. When we multiply them, we'll get this, but when we add, we get minus 12. So 9, 3, 27. 9 plus 3 is 12. This side is minus, so minus, minus. Okay, so this time, this is that, this plus this will be minus 12. So we have 27p squared minus 9p minus 3p plus 1 equal to 0. Okay, so let's be very careful here. So 9 here, okay, 9 here 3, then 9 here 1, so 9p out, and we have 3p minus 1. Okay, and this side, when I take minus 1 out, this side will be 3p minus 1. That is mathematics. Okay, all right, very, very beautiful. So minus 3p plus 1. This time this 27p squared, this time that minus 9p. So we have what is in the bracket, 3p minus 1 and 9p minus 1 equal to 0. So with the 0 product, 3p minus 1 equal to 0, and 9p minus 1 equal to 0. So 3p equals to 1. 9p is 1 over 3. And this side 9p equals to 1. 9p is 1 over 9. So we have two answers for p. 1 over 3, 1 over 9. So let's recall. P equals to 3 to the power of x. So p equals to 3 to the power of x. So the first answer is 1 over 3 equals to 3 to the power of x. And we can write this one as 3 to the power of minus 1 equals to 3 to the power of x. Therefore, x equals to minus 1. And also, 1 over 9 equals to 3 to the power of x. So this side will be 1 on 3 squared equals to 3 to the power of x. And that will be 3 to the power of minus 2, 3 to the power of x. So minus 2 equals to x. So we have x equals to minus 2. Alright, so subscribe to this channel for more exciting videos. Alright.